Does the time of the year matter when you're thinking about moving? Now, I'm here in the Chicagoland area. We have winters. Sometimes we have brutal winters here. So a lot of people are always wondering, hey, if I want to sell, if I want to move, should I wait until the spring? Should I do it in the winter? What's it like? So let's talk a little bit about the seasonality business, at least here in the Chicagoland area. Of course, it's going to be different if you're in the South. Lucky you, you have warm weather all year. Here we don't, as it's starting to get a little bit chill, as it's starting to get a little bit chilly now. So let's talk about the seasons and how it matters into real estate. Now, I'm gonna talk about this in terms of the market and in terms of what the competition is, what other people are doing. And I'm gonna focus on two different things. I'm gonna focus on showings and the average sale prices during this time of year. Now, what I tell people, first off, if you're looking to move and it's out of a necessity and you have a timeline, don't base your schedule or your time on the season, on what other people are doing, what's going on. If you need to move, work on your timeline and your strategy and your game plan, do it when it works for you. If it's in the middle of the winter during the holiday seasons, then it is what it is and we got to deal with it. So I wanna first say that because a lot of people try to change how they strategize based on what other people are doing. If you need to move at a certain point, you got to figure it out and you got to work on your game plan to make it work no matter what time of the year. But let's talk about the seasonality business here in the Chicagoland area during the winter. If we look at just the data, let's just look at the info and the data on what people are doing in the winter. And if we look at showings, basically how many people go out and look at properties, we do honestly pretty much see a dip during the winter months. I mean, if we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, we have New Year's, during that time of the year, let's face it, people kind of just want to be with family. They want to eat. They want to enjoy some food. Get some pounds in to deal with the cold winter, me included. And so during that time, people kind of just zone out. They kind of it's the end of the year, right? People are not focused on moving. They want to spend time with family. They want to enjoy the holiday season. So we do see, based off the data, we do usually see a little bit of a dip during January, December, November during the holiday season. We do see a dip. So not a lot of people, not as many people are out looking. Now don't mistake that for there's not many buyers out there. Especially in this season, there's plenty of buyers that are going to be looking at properties during this time of the year. There's just not as many because the casual buyers who don't need to move out of necessity put things on pause so that they can spend time with the family and they can enjoy the holiday season. Now let's look at the sales prices because some people want to decide a wait to sell or wait to buy based off prices alone and they don't want to do it during the winter. Maybe they want to wait in the spring. Here's the thing with real estate, okay? Long term real estate goes up. Okay, that's historically what we see here in the U.S. Here in the Chicagoland area. You're going to see prices go up no matter what time of the year if you buy real estate. Okay, so if you look at a graph, it's always going to go up. Now, if we look at the winter months, what we see based off the data is usually that's kind of when we see a little bit of a dip. Then it goes up, and then the next winter we see a little bit of a dip, and then it goes up. The thing to keep in mind is it's always going up. So if you're trying to like time it and trying to take advantage of the little winter dip, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot. Sure, things do slow down here in the Chicagoland area because of the winter, the holiday season. Like people want to enjoy the family time and enjoy food, Christmas, holidays, whatever it is for you. If you need to find a place or if you're looking for it, long term, you're typically always going to get that return with real estate. So if you're trying to time it and you see a property that you like, but it's not in the winter yet, or you're trying to wait until the winter, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot. You need to do what you need to do to take the next step forward in your life and what you're planning and what you're trying to do. So for average sale prices, yes, we do see dips during the winter, but overall, we're seeing that line continue to go up, and go up. So long term, if you're planning on buying a property and staying with it, staying in that place or keeping it for at least 5 years, you're going to get a good return on it the majority of time. Of course, barring the area and where you're at, I can tell you, um, unless I know exactly the area and what type of property you're buying. But typically, it's going to go up. So if you're trying to time it based off seasonality, Try not to do that. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. You know what they say? Don't try to time the market. You're probably gonna end up shooting yourself in the foot if you try to time it. So, does seasonality really affect if you're gonna buy and sell? Not really. If you unless you just have all the time in the world, you're casually looking and you're just not really serious about making a move, then people are going to say yes. If it's not a necessity and you need to move at some point, don't even care about the seasonality of the business. You really need to jump on deals when you can find it, especially in this market. It's still a strong seller's market. Now, if you are a seller and people are asking me who have properties that want to say, hey, maybe we should wait until the spring because that's usually when people start to pick up. The summer months, it starts to get warmer out. Here's the thing with properties, if you're thinking about selling it and you don't want to wait, you want to wait over the winter. If it's an empty property, you're not renting it, you're not living in it. Here's the thing. People forget about the holding costs, right? You're still paying taxes, you're still paying insurance, you're still taking care of the property, and you have this property that's just being unused. What can happen to it, right? Maybe a roof leaks. Maybe you have hail damage. Maybe some things can happen, freak things can happen all the time. And if you have an empty property that you're just kind of sitting on it and waiting until the spring, it's up to you if you want to take that risk and say, hey, you know what? I think nothing's going to happen over the winter. Maybe there's going to be no maintenance issues, no flooding, no whatever it is, and you just want to wait. You can take that chance if you really want to. Part of me, from my supply chain background, when I see that, it kind of looks like waste to me. You have this unused property, you're not really utilizing it, and you're paying for it to sit there. And if you just wait for the spring, the amount of money that you think you're going to make in the spring versus selling it now, it's probably not going to be anything exciting. It's probably not going to be really worth how long you're going to wait and how much you could have had that money sooner versus waiting and just keeping this unused house, on your books. So that's kind of my thought process behind it. I really don't think honestly, in my opinion, in this market, you're gonna find a buyer that's gonna be looking. There's so many buyers out there looking for properties. Even if it's January 1st and you put your home on the market, you're probably gonna find a buyer January 1st, or you're gonna find somebody interested wanting to take a look at it. That's really how competitive it is in this market. That so many buyers are still looking. So we'll see how this winter goes, but technically that's kind of what we see, seasonality. That's the seasonality that we see here in the Chicagoland area. So if you have any questions, kind of wondering what's going to be like this upcoming winter, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Otherwise, try to stay warm. The Bears lost, which isn't surprising, so I guess we're going to have to deal with it. And the Lions are the first in the top of the division. What's going on this year? Anyway, hopefully you have a good week. Stay warm. Enjoy a couple more weeks till Halloween, and hopefully you enjoy your day.